Alright, what's up everyone? So, I've been gone for a bit, but I've been playing Payday. I played Payday 3, and then I wanted to review it, but I wanted to give it a fair review because it's a fun game. So I went back and I played Payday 2 as well. So I've been experimenting and really enjoying my time with these games. But I feel like these games are in a weird place, and I'll explain. So Payday 2, we're going to be doing this a lot, so I'm sorry if this gets a little complex. Payday 2 has about 75-ish heists in the game now. I think when release it maybe had 12. This game has 8. 8 total heists, ranging from No Rest for the Wicked all the way to Touch the Sky. Which is fine. There's multiple ways to attack all of these. You can do them loud. You can do, except for road rage, which is forcefully loud. Let me preface that. You can do any of these loud. You can do, besides road, well, exclude road rage, but you can do all of them stealth. You can do some of them stealth maskless, which is really interesting. It's a new thing that's specifically only to Payday 3. Casing mode and advancement they've made in stealth that are a lot more, that make the stealth feel a lot more better as a player to do. But there are some mechanics in the game that are lacking in comparison to Payday 2. One of my big gripes is the perk system. Now, when you hit level 100, you have 21 skill points in total, which is fine. A lot of stealth is going to come down to abusing Infiltrator, Escapist, Grifter, and Hacker perks to do some very dumb things. But it's still very fun to do them. It's just, this perk deck is kind of what I have a little bit of an issue with, but I understand why they made it. A lot of this, specifically this perk set right here, lets you do almost anything maskless, unless you're in a secure area or in front of a guard. This lets you pretty much do anything, and you can do suspicious things in front of civs. You can do suspicious. You can be in front of cameras and not be detected. You can. It causes you to get rush, which enables another perk, which enables you to instant pick lock. It's a whole thing. But rather than complaining about stealth, because stealth and even in Payday 2 was very. It was complex like this. It's still a little complex, but Payday 2 also had you doing more unique things in other aspects, and that's what I was going to go into. Stealth is just like the same thing. It's kind of like both, where you're just kind of tossing things kind of somewhat in those games. What I mostly want to talk to in reality is loud. Now, I love stealth, but I also like doing heists loud sometimes. It's always very interesting to find out the ways of the cops, to like try to do the objectives and see how they change, because they're different in stealth and loud. Sometimes they're different even when you're doing those things. There's multiple variations of them. A lot of what you're doing in Payday 3 is abusing armor. Specifically, you want to get heavy ballistic lining at about level 30, 40-ish. And this is pretty much all you will use the entire time. And you're just going to keep refilling your armor. You're going to bring armor bags. I have a sentry gun right now just because I was messing around. You're going to keep refilling your armor bags. I mean, you're going to keep using your armor from your armor bag. And you're just going to keep filling it, and you're just going to keep letting it regen, and keep refilling it, letting it regen, and you're just going to wait out waves of cops. If you're playing solo, this is. If you're playing in a group, this might expand a little bit, but I play mostly solo when I play this game. So basically all you do is you sit around, you wait for your armor, and you just keep doing this on repeat. You just wait for your armor. You just wait out the wave, then you go do stuff, and you wait out the wave, then you go do stuff again. It doesn't really feel like there's that much diversity. It's just playing around armor. There might be some minuscule diversity, but it's mostly just abusing armor, which I think is a shame, because in Payday 2, yes, the perk decks may have caused problems for development, but I think they ultimately enabled playstyles and for you to do things that are very interesting. For example, Sicario lets you throw on smokes, and then you get to like be in the smoke and then be able to dodge a whole bunch and help out your teammates and bring utility. Or you can run Anarchist, where you're running around doing a bunch of damage and you're like you're dodging a bunch. Or you could run something like Stoic, where you have no armor, but instead you don't take you pretty much you practically almost never die. Interesting things like that. This game is all reliant on armor, which is kind of wild. And kind of insane. Another thing this game does, I wish I could adjust, is the bots that I play with. I don't care what heister they are. I just wish I could I wish I could pick the gun they're using. And I wish I could tell them to stay or move. I don't think you can do that in this game. I'm like 98% sure you can't. I wish I could tell them to stay in certain areas and not move, and like kind of like manipulate how my AI interact a little better. So I can make decisions and if I want to hold out an area, I can hold out an area instead of just having to like sit in a certain way, and like they stand still and just hope that if I move, they don't run off. So going from the build, and skill points, you get 21 when you're level 100. I believe I said that. But if I didn't, I just want to make it clear. You get your XP from doing challenges. Now, this wouldn't be bad if it wasn't the only way you got XP. But the issue is this is the only way you receive XP in Payday 3. Doing stuff with these infamy points, they gain you XP and you level up. They're changing it, or they plan on changing it in soon or some point, I believe. I don't actually know when, but they do plan on changing it to where you get heist XP, which I think is ultimately a better experience for the player because it rewards you for taking your time, getting all the loot bags, getting them out, and then you get XP that way. But sadly, they did not go about that. Then you get them out. You get them through like completing heists a bunch of times, getting a bunch of kills with a bunch of weapons, aiming down sights, not aiming down sights. It's crazy. And it's one of my biggest gripes. It's part of the reason I went actually and started playing Payday 2. Because I don't feel rewarded for completing these heists. In fact, actually, a lot of times, if you want to know the best infamy grind right now, or at least what it was, is you would load into a heist, kill a bunch of cops, complete your challenges, die, complete your challenges, level up from losing the heist, and then rather than actually going through and playing, because there's no point. You don't gain anything by doing it. This is my biggest gripe with the game, is the XP system. Obviously, I talked about like build diversity and stuff, but this is like legitimately makes the game kind of boring in a lot of aspects. But that's like my biggest problem, and they're already talking about addressing it. One of the biggest problems. Now, I won't go into the customization. There's not a whole bunch right now, but we'll get there. Just takes a matter of time. Yeah, that's mostly really what I'm talking about, is the challenges in the game so far, right? So there's not a whole lot there. Like obviously now, like in the launch, you can customize suits and gloves and stuff, and they're adjusting this because a lot of what you're doing right now is playing out these, which is C stacks. It's the whole thing. I'm not even gonna bother going into that. It's ridiculous, some of these prices for these C stack items, but I'm not even gonna go into that. But yeah, just I played a lot of this and I wanted to compare it. So let's talk about like Payday 3. I'm gonna give like break it down. If you made it this far, I'm going to like cut it and like talk. Well, not cut it, but I'm gonna like, this is where we're really gonna explain a whole lot of it, or a lot of like what I'm gonna say about Payday 3. I think for $40, Payday 3 is a good game right now. I think for $40, you are getting what you pay for. You are, if you do everything, you're getting well worth what you're paying for. And I think that this game, in give it maybe not even a few years, give it time, and this game will cook like it did with Payday 2. Payday 2, a lot of people were expecting this game to come out and for it to be like Payday 2 but better. But like I believe this is running on a new engine, and they also had to like, you have to understand, like Payday 2 was 10 years in the making. This game's been out for like 3 weeks, maybe 4. So I think it's gonna be. I think it's definitely gonna be worth it. I think it's very fun now. I think it's very interesting. But I definitely think it's worth the $40. I think that it just took some time. It's gonna take some time for it to be like significantly better than Payday 2. But I do think that in the long run, it will be better, and in a lot of aspects, it already kind of feels better, especially for people playing stealth. And yeah, but there's a big but. That's if you're just flat out looking into getting Payday 3. If you're new to the whole franchise and are willing to wait for a sale, you could probably get both these games. But I would say wait and get Payday 2, all the DLC on for sale. There's a big, just get that. There's plenty of content in that game. You can like I said, if on the certain sales, like they'll both be on sale. You just get both of them. But Payday 2 will give you significantly more content, while you can also play Payday 3 simultaneously. And then whenever Payday 3, starts getting more and more and more and more, and then you can go that. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. I think it's worth the $40. I think it's a very fun game. I think it has a lot. I think it can improve in a lot of places, but I think it's gonna get there over time. It's just gonna take a matter of time. But yeah, guys. I hope this wasn't like crazy incoherent. I was just trying to explain how like there's certain aspects of this game I don't like. I was just playing Payday 2, and having a whole lot of fun. Sorry, with both of the games. And I think it's very much worth the money. I just think you gotta let it cook a little bit more. And if not, just play Payday 2. Nothing wrong with it. You can still support the developers. Like, Payday 2 is still a great game. It's still a whole lot of fun. And like I know that I talked about two of my major gripes. But like I needed to talk about those things because they are important to the game. They are core aspects of the game. Skills and challenges affecting XP are core aspects of the game. So yeah, guys, that's all I really want to talk about. Like I said, I really hope this is kind of coherent. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm gonna be uploading more content now. Just probably doing heists and either of these games. Uploading them, having a good time. And yeah, guys, I'll see you guys later. And bye, guys.